Hi everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. For those of you in America, it is July the 4th, and you'll probably know, traditionally, we do a sale, a summer sale of all of our courses at this time of year. So this is no different. We will be doing our big summer sale. But what I thought I would do is give you a little glimpse into what we do inside of the Produce Like a Pro Academy. There's about 2,500 people in there. They're all absolutely awesome. And we have, I don't know, how we got 100 multi-tracks these days? A lot of multi-tracks, a lot of lessons, a great community. And we're going to add a new one today. And that new one is Steve Maggiora's track, When I Get You Alone. Steve is also inside of the Academy, and every 2 weeks he puts up a new multi-track with a little lesson on it of a song that he's written and produced. Steve, as you may know, is in Toto. He's the keyboard player, or one of the two keyboard players with Xavier, and background singer, and I think sings lead on One Track Live, which was a lot of fun when I saw him a couple of weeks ago. This song is wonderful. It's a really cool 70s groove feeling track. Let me play you a little bit of it.
And that shit hurts. He wasn't the only one being untrue.
So he's singing falsetto for a lot of it, and then if you get to the chorus,
when I get you alone, I'm gonna feel you all over. We can ride on the road. I'll be your healing lover.
now there's a sax solo. Sax on the outro. There's got Wurlitzer in it. It's got some synths in it. It's got live drums. There are some samples in there. So you can download all of these and mix to your heart's content. What I really love about this song is we took the falsetto and then we went full voice and put a lo-fi plugin on it and distorted the vocal just a little bit. Have a listen to this.
Living it up, loving it up again. And get so turned out when I get you alone. I'm gonna feel you all over it. We can ride on the road. I'll be your healing lover.
So you're going to get all the multi-tracks, you can mix them, they're all for free, download them here, and if you join the Academy, we will do mixed critiques of them in there. That's what we do. We do that every single Friday. It's called Feedback Friday, and it's a blast. We do 2 to 3 hours, we listen to everybody's tracks, and then once a month we actually do user mixes, meaning your own productions, your own mixes, your own songs, and it's really frickin' awesome. We listen down to each other's songs and have mix tips, or just sometimes just marvel at how wonderful they are, or it's just a wonderful, wonderful place, a really incredible community. So don't forget, you can join on a special deal during the summer sale down below. So without much further ado, let's talk a little bit about this mix. You've heard the mix, you'll be able to download the full mix as well. So if you want to hear more of it, you can do that. But let's talk about the drums a little bit, because I mixed this hybrid through the console. So if I solo all the drums, this is what we got. It's my 64 Ludwig in the other room. We went for fairly dry tones because it's not a big room, so you don't really have much choice. But there's some verbs on. There's some verbs on everything, really. I've got here are actually kick samples with a live kick. And you can see there's a little bit of verb here. But if I turn off all the samples, got most of the body of the kicks are coming from the live kick. So essentially, it's the live kick that you hear. And what's interesting is I don't use the reverb from the live kick. I use it from the samples, which of course is quite a well-known Andy Wallace trick. Each one of those kick samples and the kick itself has got a transient designer on it. And I'm increasing the attack and reducing the sustain. We're peaking out a little bit on this, but you know what? That happens, and it's okay. It's really just a transient because it's being exaggerated. It's peaking over just a little tiny bit, but it's so short you don't hear any audible distortion. Okay, the snare is actually quite complex because I'm using a grace note snare here. So here's all the grace notes with the actual snare itself, the snare sample itself. And then we've got the live snare down here, snare top and snare bottom. Let's hit the live snare and then throw in the samples and see what you think. Not adding a huge amount. Again, that's all the samples now. So it's really supporting the snare and bring in the grace notes. Big part of the drum sound. Throw in the hat. Overheads. Now with the overheads, I actually fed the overheads into a reverb because the overheads on the drums are one of the main things that makes the drum kit sound whole. You can get a little bit carried away. We all have, where you solo out the kick and you solo out the snare. You maybe gate them and you make them sound so absolutely beautiful and separate. And then the drum kit just sounds like boom, da, do, doom, doom, da, and loses all feeling of being a whole instrument. Lots of guys and girls talk about this all the time, about using your overheads, using your room mics, but particularly the overheads, to just tie the whole kit together so it doesn't sound too kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. I know some genres like, modern rock are very sample heavy and they do, rely on that kind of thing. And that's cool. But in a song like this is a 70s style funk song. So the last thing we want to do is just make it sound completely separated. We do want tubby snare, we do want defined kick, but we don't want it to just feel like bits and pieces stuck together. So here's the full drum kit again. Sounds like a real drum kit. Let's go and listen to it at the end. So those samples are just in there to just, nose the snare out just enough in front, nose the kick out just enough in front. The kick itself was quite low-endy and thick, but needed a little bit more attack, so the sample helped. It wasn't just EQ that could have done that. So, I have no problem with doing what I need, especially when I'm trying to get a very, very specific drum sound. I do whatever it takes to make it do that. Now we throw in the bass. And here's my guitars. Hammond. Synth. And then the whirly. Be a really, really fun song to mix. You can also do remixes out of it. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm really, really a huge fan of this. Here's some sax. And because I wanted to use the same reverb I was using on the vocals I use hardware reverbs. And that's my lexicon down there. and it's a PCM 90, and I use 2 or 3 different settings and then print them. So I actually did that also with the sax. So you're going to get all the vocal effects and the saxophone effects printed so you can get my mix back again. You'll be able to recall it, or at least, in close as you want to, and also do your own mix. That's the beauty of having these multi-tracks. You can do whatever the heck you want. So don't forget, we do have a sale on for the Produce Like a Pro Academy. There's 2,500 people in there. It's freaking awesome. We have a blast. We get together every week. There's also videos that come out on Wednesdays. Like I say, we have the Steve ones. We have guest people coming in, which there's going to be a really big one coming in. Is it next week or this week, Eric? Next week. Next week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you ever so much. Don't forget, you can download the multi-tracks. You can hit the button down there and get a special deal on the Produce Like a Pro Academy for the summer sale. And thanks ever so much for watching. Happy mixing. Talk to you all again very soon. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, tschüss. Happy summer holidays, vacation, adios, adio, sayonara, ciao, tutsines, goodbye.